Hello,
And welcome to the Sunnydale Diaries.
a podcast where
I, Sean,
and I'm Melanie
talk about
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
every episode.
Yes, today we are doing kind of a double episode because we are doing the season 2 finale, which is 2 parts.
It's becoming parts 1 and 2.
Ooh. So since it's a longer episode, we are just going to jump into it.
And here we go.
Away we go.
So we start out with the previously on.
Right, and it's all about the gypsies and how they ruined poor Angel by giving back his soul.
Jerks.
And then he's about to kill Yana, but he says, "Oh, it's in the the secrets are in this computer," and he throws it down on the ground to destroy it. I told Sean it reminds me of that scene in Zoolander where they're like, "It's in the computer," and there's like a 2001 scene. Anyway, funny.
And they were in Galway in the 1700s.
Yes.
And you have something to say.
Again, the accent work in this show is incredible. Incredible, Boreans. All right, so, yeah, he's coming out of the tavern or brothel or whatever that is, and then he meets up with Julie Benz in her finery. She actually does. She looks good here. I like her wig.
I like that right
And then she says she can make him a part of her world. Go ahead.
I can show you the world.
I was going more for part of your world.
Oh, well, we went different Disney directions.
We did, yeah, okay. So anyway, and then she makes him into a vampire, I guess. I didn't realize that. She was the one that turns him.
I just noticed there's some parallelism between this scene and a later scene that I never noticed before, and I had an internal.
Okay. I heard you make that noise, so you'll have to clue me in later. Okay. All right. So now we're flash forward into the present time, and Buffy's having an awful fight scene with rando vampires.
Why was it awful?
Her fists were nowhere near those people. They were like at least 4 inches away from those people. But, okay, so she's kicking some butt in the cemetery. And Angel is standing to the side doing his typical little, walk around the edge of the dance floor, prowl, watching her. And then she's like to the vampires, okay, just give Angel a message. And I'm like, do you not see him? He's standing 5 feet away from you. It's not like he's behind anything, a tree. Yeah. He's just standing there in the light, in the moonlight, watching her. And then Zand is there with her, and she's like, okay, we can go. I gotta go study. How does she know that that's the end of the vampires for the night?
I thought at some point she just got stopped. Like, if they're not coming right after her, she's gotta go to bed.
This is the Hellmouth. It's never-ending supply of monsters and vampires. You would think she would be doing her job all night. All night long. All night.
But how could she study for finals then?
All right. Okay. All right. And then...
that's like the whole crux of the show. She wants to leave a normal life.
Okay. All right.
And then we get credits.
All right. So now we get Giles going to... I don't know what that is. Where is he?
A place where archaeological items are stored.
Sure. A random room where archaeological artifacts are stored, and they're like, you're the expert. We've already excavated half of this thing before knowing what it is or anything, but we've already chipped away a good portion of it. They don't even know that there was a door on it.
It's a big rectangular box. Wow, yeah.
So, Giles wants to translate the text and find out what's inside.
And he took a little jar and just took some...
Like, very violently scraped away a lot of that rock.
Right.
Not being very careful about it at all.
No, not something that old. What is he going to do with that jar? What's he going to do?
He's going to put it under a microscope. He's going to put it... Yeah, that's what he's going to do.
Okay. Fine.
Or he's going to go, apply some... weird chemical to it that he knows will interact with otherworldly items. Yeah.
All right, fine.
Or he's gonna go cast a spell on it. I don't know, Sean. We'll find out.
I looked up the guy who was in that scene.
He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys. Yeah. Yes. And then we cut over to the calf. Chatter in the calf. Good product placement with the boxed high C.
I saw that.
Drinks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you like high C in a box?
I don't think so.
No, I was a big fan of the Ecto Cooler. I
think
I've mentioned that before.
We weren't allowed any of that crap. We had ocean spray cran apple in a box. That was his, or cran-tastic, I think was his wildest.
Wow, I remember that.
Yep.
Remember. Xander had fish sticks.
Yes, he did. And he was making a little play with his fish sticks about what happened.
Yeah.
And it was accurate because those fish sticks were about,
as close
5
as
inches
Buffy
apart.
and
Yeah, as close as, he was reenacting what happened on patrol last night. And then they're talking about Willow's going to help Buffy study after she goes and illegally teaches her computer class that she's now apparently taken over full time. And she loves it. She really does. She loves having a career that she's not paid for.
And then Xander goes into kind of hug Cordelia or just smooch on her.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Ew, we have fish hands." Going back to the last episode where he almost became a fish person.
Ooh,
I don't think that was intentional.
Connections.
I made
Oh,
that
Sean,
connection.
that was pretty good.
And Snyder's a jerk.
He just shows up. Yeah, he really is a jerk.
He wants to kick Buffy out.
It's gonna be a fun part to play.
Oh yeah.
Play a jerk.
Yeah, but I mean, when he was on Star Trek, Quark is kind of a jerk, right?
Yeah. You think he's being typecast?
I haven't seen him in a role where he's not being a jerk.
He also does Shakespeare and stuff, so he's got to be,
True.
Unless he only plays Shakespearean jerks. I don't know.
And we flash back now.
Picture it. London.
1800s.
1800s. A church.
A not vampire Drusilla.
Yes.
They did a very good job of making her look young and innocent.
Yes.
I feel. Walking through a church, like you said.
Yep.
Into the
confessional.
There's somebody trying to get out and see hands.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
And you realize that Angel's in there with the priest and
Yes.
just killed him. And
Yes.
flops him on the floor.
Yes. And here's her confession.
She's seeing things.
Yeah.
She doesn't like it.
Right.
And he kind of just...
He's not very helpful. He's like, yeah, you're the devil, child.
Yeah, you're evil. Just give into it.
Just give into it.
And she does not believe that. She doesn't want to. He's like,
Right.
a couple of our fathers. Oh, you're all good.
Yeah.
You're all good.
Yeah. And then he's like puts his hand up on the confessional divider, and he's like, God is watching you.
I think that's the beginning of his obsession with her.
Yeah. Flash forward.
Yep. Now we're in the mansion.
Yes.
She had a vision.
Yes.
She's cats.
Yeah.
A lot of cats. No, she's talking.
Cats in her head.
She sees the tomb that got excavated and tells Angel all this stuff about it. You see it all in your head, and then Spike calls him a ninny.
Yeah, you ninny. It's in the paper.
So we paused on the paper.
A couple times.
There's no date.
There's just nothing. It's like somebody got out their Microsoft Word Times New Roman, bold, and just put the Sunnydale Press at the top of the paper. There's no anything. There's no, what do they call it? Edition. There's no date.
There's no date. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a byline. I couldn't read it, but there was a byline. And there was another headline about somebody was under
corporate spending.
Corporate spending is under scrutiny.
Yes, as it always is.
That is true.
Yeah. And then we get a great shot of Angel saying something like, oh, it's going to happen soon. And then Drusilla's coming up on him, gives him a funny look. And it's looks like she's going to eat his head.
Yes. I love her.
We're going to have to do a reenactment of that shot.
Oh, yes, please. Now we're off in Willow's classroom.
Yes.
She's tutoring Buffy in chemistry.
Buffy doesn't get it.
No.
And Buffy makes a good point about when will she ever need this chemistry and history and all this crap in her real life.
Calculus.
Yeah, when? I don't know.
Never. And she drops her pencil.
Yes. And she reaches down and the disc is there.
The yellow floppy.
The yellow floppy with all the answers. And you think she's going to pick it up and she doesn't. Ugh.
But then deja vu.
Then deja vu, and she rolls the pencil back down again, grabs the disc, and they put the disc in the drive. Oh boy.
It's the restoration spell.
Oh boy.
We did pause again.
Oh boy.
To read the restoration translation.
Yep. The orb is round.
The orb is round.
Yep. Let it burn.
Penetrate every ounce of flesh.
Yes, that's right. It's the secret. Oh boy. So now we flash back to the Romanian woods.
We ruminate about things.
Yeah, that's where they ruminate. And what they're ruminating about is the orb and how to put Angel's soul back into him and punish him. And I gotta say, this is some for your consideration, Emmy-worthy acting right here. by the Boreans.
Really?
Boy, he was acting the hell out of that scene.
You know, they got such a nice wig for Darla.
Yeah.
They couldn't do that for him. I was looking at it. I was like, it just looked really bad.
He's like a rough scoundrel kind of guy.
No, I get it.
Like a colonial patriot or something.
Right.
I don't know.
So yeah, they curse him.
That's it. That was the moment.
He killed one of their daughters.
Yeah.
And they want him to feel that pain.
The gypsies, yep.
You know?
Yep. Oh.
His eyes glow again.
Yep. And he's feeling it all. He sees everything and he knows what he did now, and that's what they want.
Time to suffer.
Yeah.
So they print out the spell and go to Giles and company in the library.
Yep.
Say, we want to do this. We want to bring Angel back.
Yep.
Xander does not agree.
Xand. He's not a fan.
I see his point.
Yep.
In that, and I think he says it this exactly this, like, Angel's a killer.
Yep.
He needs to die. I mean, it's not always black and white.
Right.
And him and Giles get into it because he said something crappy about Jenny being dead.
Well, he just said he killed Jenny. You just want to sweep that murder under the rug, and right. I think Giles just doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
So I think he gets upset, and they kind of go at each other. Inappropriate.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Buffy storms out. Mm-hmm. Well, she doesn't really storm. She just walks out.
Xander, I know, gets a lot of hate in this episode.
Yeah.
And the following one for his attitude. It does seem a little unlike him, a little bit. But I think, he's allowed this opinion.
Well, when he first started talking, it was like it sounded like he was trying to be possessive of Buffy, kind of. Like, and I was like, you already have a girlfriend. Let Buffy go. She needs to, have her own life.
And Cordelia
can't have it all.
Yeah. And Cordelia supported him.
She did.
And then he's like, funny. Would you shut up? Oh, wait, never mind. You're agreeing with me.
That was funny, yeah. And then we go to the museum where that guy is doing some whatever work.
Some paperwork.
In the room with the artifact box. And he hears whispering. Okay, now, when you hear whispering and you're in the room with an artifact box that's got some kind of writing on it that the expert says, let's not open it because there's something going on here. Right? You hear the whispering, you exit the room. You don't go up to the box and touch it.
I agree with you.
Right? I'd be like, hell no, I'm out.
He did not agree with us.
No.
And then Drew got him.
And then he died.
And then she's stuck in his blood, and Angel's like, Drew. And the way she looks up so suddenly, it's like, Rrr.
Her eyes were cool.
Yeah.
She had like weird contacts with bright yellow and red, and yeah.
That's another
scary.
one we need to reenact that one also.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'll just send you home with all these and you can reenact them with your husband. That'd be amazing.
Which is me and the dog.
I know somebody. Buffy's out patrolling in the woods.
Yep.
She hears some noises.
Yep.
The subtitle specifically said crunch.
Crunch, yep, yep.
And who is it?
Freaking Kendra.
Freaking Kendra.
Freaking Kendra in her awesome accent.
I was going to say it's the episode of accents.
Yeah, it really is.
Buffy's happy to see her.
Yes, and she's there because something bad is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So she's back at Sunnydale.
And then we find out more about the something bad in the next scene where they're in the mansion and Angel's got the box.
Yep.
What's in the box?
Yep. He pries open the door. They're not careful.
No,
they're not trying to restore that artifact. Mm-mm. Nope. Just open it up, and there's a big stone monster in there.
Whose name is?
Acura.
That's a good one.
Attila.
A Katla.
A Cathla.
Who
a Catholic.
Has a sword in him, and you pull the sword out, and he'll wake up and swallow the world.
Yeah.
Nobody
that sounds bad.
Yeah, nobody wants that. Except Angel.
Right.
That's where we're at.
I guess Angel's not worried that they're going to perish.
Well, but he specifically said, I thought that as it was going, that'll take them to hell, and he's a demon, so he probably wants to go back there. So
yeah, okay.
That's my theory.
All right, I like it. Okay, so they're in the library, and they're talking about what they're going to do. And Kendra's there.
Yep.
Talking with them. And she agrees with Xander that they need to kill Angel. Mm-hmm. And she pulls out this sword from her Magic Mary Poppins bag.
It didn't fit.
That couldn't possibly fit in that bag. And it's the sword that was blessed by the original knight that killed the demon.
Yes.
So she wants to use that. And Buffy still says no, she's going to take care of things and she should be the one to do this. And if she has to kill Angel, she will.
But she wants Willow to try and do the restoration as a backup.
Right. And they need this special spirit vault.
Or Bethesda.
Yeah. Which Giles just happened to have in his office, of course.
Using it as a paperweight.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember, but in the shop where Jenny bought it, I think the shopkeeper said something like, well, I have a bunch of people only use them as paperweights.
Ah, that's funny. Boy, this is the connections in this episode.
No, there's more.
All right, so then we're back at the mansion, and Spike is out of his wheelchair pacing around, and then when Drew comes in, he gets back in and she says, okay, it's going to start. And Angel comes in. They've got some dude.
Yeah, some random dude.
Some rando that Angel's going to drink from. And this guy is very sedate.
Yeah.
Like, they think give him something. He's not screaming. Wouldn't you be screaming or squirming or trying to run away?
Yeah. They loaded him up with some ketamine.
Maybe. And then he's going to, I guess, go and pull the sword out of the demon.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Manhattan.
Flashback.
1996.
1996.
I just graduated high school.
So, I just graduated with my master's.
Congratulations.
Oh, thanks. Okay, so we see Angel. He's in New York, and he's a mess.
He's not looking good.
No. But, so I asked Sean, is this... Buffy takes place in 1996, right? When we started watching this show, it was 1996.
7.
Like, the timeline of Buffy starts in 1997, where we come in?
I'm pretty sure it started in the winter of 97. So this is just like 4 or 5 months beforehand.
All right, wow, quite a transformation for him from that stinky guy in the alleyway to walking around the dance floor looking at Buffy, right? Yeah. Okay.
He went supercuts.
I guess. He seems like he did quite a 180. Mm-hmm. All right.
I'll give you it.
All right. So then we go like the rockin' 90s music, and we cut to a high school. Is it Sunnydale?
But what about Whistler?
Oh, Whistler, right. Oh, sorry. So this guy pulls up on Angel, and he's like, oh, you stink.
Great line.
You stink. Come with me. And his name is Whistler.
Yes.
Which I said to Sean, oh, that's the name of Blade's companion, and Blade is Whistler.
Oh, I thought you meant that actor.
No.
Oh, okay,
I mean, that actor
in
the scene, he's another one of those guys that's been in a lot of stuff. But, yeah, the character's name is Whistler, and that is the same character name as Blade's companion in the Blade movies. Whistler, Chris Christopherson.
Then we go to L.A.
Then we go to the school. Oh, so this is not Sunnydale. This is Buffy's old school.
Yes, the one where she burned down the gym.
Oh, okay. Because Buffy is walking around being like Queen Bee with these girls. I'm like, no, she was never Queen Bee, and she was the outcast.
I mean, they do a good job, two things. Number one, making her look...
Like Regina George?
Like Regina George,
right?
Before Mean Girls.
Yes.
But also, I think making her... I mean, granted, I know it's only like a year and a half, 2 years, but making her look younger.
You keep mentioning this. I'm not really noticing it. I mean, I guess she's dressing a little younger.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not talking like 5 years younger, but compared to how she's dressing now, a little bit more...
Less sophisticated?
Here.
Yeah. In the flashback.
Yeah.
I'm also noticing now Sean's got the screen paused, and she's eating a cream saver, lifesaver.
Yes.
Do you remember those lollipops? They were so good.
I loved cream savers.
Oh,
those were yummy.
Lifesaver lollipops, yum.
Mm-hmm. My favorite part of that scene when she's walking with her friends.
Yeah.
She's like, call me.
And then she meets another one of those that guy actors, and he tells her she's the chosen one.
So I guess he was her watcher. Like, the show's version of Donald Sutherland. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Donald Sutherland. Yeah, I guess I thought she only had one watcher. What happened to that guy? Are we going to find out what happens to that guy?
What do you mean you thought she only had
this
one
watcher guy.
Oh, like before Giles?
Yeah.
We don't find out. Well, I guess if he's supposed to be Merrick from the movies, doesn't he die in the movie?
Yes.
So I think that's what happened. That's my guess.
All right.
You'll allow it?
Okay. The movie is canon.
Kind of. Yeah.
All right. Did he say his name was Merrick?
He didn't.
All right.
So she goes and fights her first vampire.
Yes.
Stakes him in the stomach.
Yes.
Then the heart.
Yes. And Angel is doing his little, stand 5 feet away and watch from the sidelines. She doesn't see him, of course.
And then he's in the sewers talking to Whistler.
Yeah.
And saying, I want to be someone. I want to help her.
Yeah.
And
I want to be like you, but I don't want to dress like you.
granted, it was the 90s. but
It was quite a shirt.
that was very neon.
It's like
green.
electric neon lime green
That was loud.
with the leopard print fur collar.
Collar, right? I didn't make that up. All right, I thought I hallucinated.
No,
that.
no,
Okay.
oh no.
Angel tries to pull the sword out of the demon.
And fails.
He is not worthy.
Someone's not worthy.
And then Drusilla just, according to the captions, just goes. It was just ends. It literally just. And he's pissed and says they're gonna call on an old friend.
Yes.
And then we go off to the library.
Yes.
And Buffy says she's gonna try and.
Well, no, you missed. Back up. Because then the old friend shows up. Well, somebody shows up in the classroom. Everybody's taking their test.
That's right.
And a vampire woman shows up in the middle of the class, at the front of the class, and takes off her hood and burns up in the sun and says, you know, Angel's coming, or whatever she said.
Meet him at sundown.
Yeah.
In the graveyard.
And again, everybody just takes this in stride in that classroom. Nobody screams.
Nope.
This person immolates in front of them, and they're just like, okay,
right.
Do we get to leave class now? What's going on?
Teacher's like, you get 5 minutes extra on your file.
That's right.
And then
they're in the library.
And Willow's going to try the ritual.
Yeah.
Buffy is just going to try and hold Angel off.
Yeah.
While Willow does it. Cordelia says, why don't you just stay here in case he phones you? And he's going to call her in the library.
Yeah.
That really doesn't make sense.
All right. And then Kendra says, here, take this. It's her lucky steak.
Named
Mr. Pointy.
So I doubt you remember this,
No.
but
What?
Melanie and I and a lot of our coworkers, when we worked together, would play trivia every Thursday. It was like kind of Trivial Pursuit, but not like the real game. Like we would just ask questions from the 15 different sets that we had.
Right.
And I always went for 90s Green, which was 90s entertainment. And one of the questions when we played, like probably 10 years ago, was... What was the name of Kendra's steak in Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Really?
And I laughed and laughed because I knew it.
Yeah.
And then everybody else started laughing because when I got the answer right.
Yeah.
Good memory.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes.
Now I'll know.
Mr. Pointy.
I know that is a sticker included in the ultimate prize pack for our Diorama Derby.
Willow and company start the ritual while Buffy's going to the cemetery.
Right, to distract Angel.
Yep. They start doing the dance.
They do have a fight.
Willow starts her thing.
Yeah.
Giles is speaking Latin.
Yeah.
Cordelia's saging.
Yes.
Hopefully not breaking her shoulder.
Watch out for pet gates, Cordelia. And then a bunch of rando vampires jump into the library and start fighting it in the big fight scene.
Yeah. Willow gets knocked out by a bookcase.
Man,
Ouch.
yeah.
Xander gets his shoulder broken, or wrist,
Or
arm.
something. Yep. Cordelia is just standing to the side, looking scared.
Yep.
And Xander tells her, "Run away!"
And she does.
One of those exits.
The 17
In the
exits.
stacks.
in
Go
the
into
bats.
the underground tunnels.
Go in the vid library.
Yeah.
Find the bat soda.
Right. Kendra is fighting. Everybody's fighting.
Giles gets
Somebody
knocked
gets Giles gets knocked out. Somebody goes. Is it Giles that goes through the plate glass? Somebody goes through plate glass because that's.
No, that was a vampire.
Oh, the vampire goes through the plate glass, and then
Drusilla comes in.
Drusilla comes in.
Her and Kendra face off, and
Yeah, she does like a little snake charming thing on her.
ooh, that's a good way to describe
Right?
it.
They're kind of weaving back and forth like the snake. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right.
And then with Drusilla,
And it looks like Drusilla's gonna poke her in the eyes.
Yes. with her very nice nails.
Yes, with her awesome manicure.
She slits Kendra's throat.
Yes.
Bye, Kendra.
Yes, but not enough blood.
No, you're right. There would be
a huge
puddles,
pool of
yeah.
blood. Yeah.
So you had a question once Kendra. I mean, we assume she's dead.
Yeah.
What was your question?
My question is, does that mean another Slayer is activated somewhere in the world?
It's a good
Or
question.
is Buffy just now the only Slayer again?
It's a very good question. Well,
I think I know this show well enough at this point.
Who is it?
They're gonna introduce more characters.
I
Well,
mean-
it's not Willow because I know that Willow has another arc eventually. It's not Seth Green because he's a werewolf. It's what's her name is in this show later? Dushku, the douche.
Oh, Eliza Dushku.
Yeah, Dushku.
Oh, yeah.
Could be her.
Could be her. Yeah.
Okay.
Melissa Joan Hart. No, wrong show.
She's not on this.
No, she's not.
Shannon Doherty. Did she make a cameo?
Oh, that would have been good. I mean, her and Sarah Michelle Gellar are close, so that would have been good. But no,
I could
I'll
write
tell
this.
you no.
I could write this stuff. All right.
So, Angel, tells Buffy, this is all a distraction. This is not about you.
You fall for it every
Every
time, and he's not wrong.
And she runs back to the school.
Slow-mo.
I told Melanie while I was playing, the shot where she bursts into school and she's got that iridescent blue jacket and she's running in slow motion.
Yeah.
I just loved that shot.
All right.
I thought it was well done.
Yeah, all right.
She ran by the trophy case.
Runs by Amy's mom.
Yeah, by Amy's mom.
Yeah.
And she sees...
You hear the little Doppler of Amy's mom scream as she runs by.
Buffy runs into the library, doesn't see dead Kendra in front of her, but sees the
Ridiculous,
chaos.
yes.
Yeah. And then sees Kendra,
Yeah.
kneels down by her, and then freeze! Somebody with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it ends.
Cliffhanger. All right.
To be continued.
Yep.
What do you think is happening in part 2?
I think Angel's gonna get his soul back.
Okay.
I think... Well, so now they've got Giles.
They do.
Right? They dragged him off somewhere. Buffy's got to go save Giles.
Okay.
I mean, he's not going to die. He's in the rest of the show.
But is he?
I hope so. And, I just realized we never talked about Buffy hearing her parents fighting.
Oh, yeah, when
And
she
her
gets
thinking
home.
she's the reason for the divorce. Monzo is fighting with Joyce.
Freaking Joyce.
I know.
So mean to her. She just walked in the door. Where were you? I mean, she can't say I was killing a vampire.
I know. And said she was with some boy they didn't like, but I thought that was pretty typical mom behavior.
I feel like I have so much against Joyce at this point. And all she has to do is just look the wrong way.
Anyway, okay, so what else is going to happen in the next episode? I think they're gonna finish the spell and bring Angel back to his soul.
Okay.
And then I don't know other than that.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
All right.
So picking up right where we left off.
Oh my god.
There's 2 cops.
Yeah.
Of course, Buffy wants to check on her friends, and they're ready to handcuff her.
They're ready to shoot her.
She goes out to the hallway with them, and here comes Snyder.
Yeah. Snyder's like, take her away.
And she calls him a troll.
Put her in prison.
She calls him a troll.
Definitely, she's a troublemaker.
And then Buffy just elbows the cop.
Yeah.
We see the sheep sticker on the locker.
Yes, we got to find out what this sheep is.
is
And then there's also a porn star sticker on the locker. I don't know how that's allowed.
I mean, Xander wore the porn star shirt to school.
Okay.
That would not have been allowed.
All right. So then she takes off running.
And the cop shoots at her. Because that's what you do.
Oh, man. Well, you know.
It was the 90s.
Yeah.
Shoots the glass in the door, and then it goes to credits. Buffy sneaks into the hospital with her...
her awesome disguise of black stocking cap.
And she's checking out all the charts on the doors. Yeah. Nice and secure.
Right.
It was the 90s.
Yeah.
And she runs into Xander who has a broken arm.
Yes.
And he takes her to Willow, who is unconscious.
Yeah.
But in the hospital bed. No monitors on her.
Nothing plugged in.
She's just napping.
Yeah.
Just on bed.
She could wake... Okay, this is what he said. She could wake up at any time. It's head trauma. She could wake up at any time, but the longer she doesn't, the less chance there is that she will. That's not a thing. Is that a thing?
No.
No. Okay, I didn't think so.
And then Cordelia shows up.
Yeah.
And she ran. She got away.
She ran so far away. She ran for 3 counties before she realized nobody was chasing her. Because, Cordelia, nobody wants to chase you.
You don't have a part in this.
You're really not an important part of this whole thing.
Love her.
You had the sage, but that's about it. Not really a threat.
And they realize that Giles didn't run with her, and they don't know where he is.
Right.
And he's at the mansion with Angel.
Yep.
Who wants to torture him to get the secrets on how to make the ritual of Al Franken work.
Of Alfredo.
And then we go to Buffy's house, the cops, talking to Joyce.
Yeah, hassling her.
They're jerks.
Yeah, they really are.
Doesn't your daughter have a history of violence?
No, he doesn't say doesn't. He's like, your daughter has a history of violence.
Yeah.
Fact.
So, clearly Joyce is worried. She's like, I don't need the cops.
I have no idea where she is.
I don't need the cops over my shoulder. I have embezzling to do.
Yeah.
Buffy is walking down the street.
Yep.
Cops pull up.
Yep.
Pull out their gun as they
Immediately. Guns out.
And cop gets knocked out.
Yeah.
By Spike.
As he should.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
Right?
With that. Yes. Spike wants to team up.
Yep.
He wants Drusilla back. He wants to get rid of Angel. Buffy's not really feeling it.
No. What do you say? You've got your watcher.
No, he's got your watcher.
He's got your watcher.
He says, I'm all you've got. And
Options are limited.
Kind of right.
All right.
So they walk off
Strange
together.
bedfellows.
Yeah. So they're off to the hospital.
Yeah. Xander is doing a little confessional to Willow as she's in her coma or whatever, sleeping.
With her little bandage on her forehead.
Yeah, she did not have a cut on her head when that bookshelf fell on her. But okay, whatever. So he's telling her, again, making it about himself. You got to come back to me.
Yeah, I can't pass trig without you.
Yeah, you're so important to me. And then her eyes start fluttering.
And what does she say?
Oz.
And he was right there. And it was sweet. Like,
yes, that was sweet.
It was believable. Kisses her on the forehead.
Yes.
She asks if her head is big. And he said, no, it's head size. It's
head size. That's cute.
Very sweet.
Yes.
And Xander's going to get a doctor.
Yes.
And then we're off. I keep saying we're off.
We are off.
The mansion.
Yes.
Giles getting tortured.
Yes. Not a lot of blood, but yeah, he's getting tortured.
Mm-hmm. Angel he wants to talk to them.
Angel goes to he's got Giles's glasses in his hand, and he with his no breath goes clean the glasses.
Anything else really happened there?
No, he's being tortured. Yeah. All right, so we know this.
And then Spike and Buffy are walking up 1630 Ravella Drive.
Yep.
Here comes Joyce.
Yep.
In a little Jeep. Buffy, what's going on?
I've been looking for you. Now, for sure, if she's a murder suspect and the police are after her, they for sure are going to have that house staked out.
Fair.
But no, nobody's around.
No.
So Joyce is like, who is this man? What's going on? Da-da-da. Okay. And then Buffy says, I'm in a band.
She plays the triangle. Drums. And Spike sings.
Yeah.
And then Buffy...
I secretly was like, I hope this continues on and they have to sing for her.
Oh,
that would be great. What would Spike sing?
He's in a band. Like James Marsh.
He really is in a band, yeah.
Oh, that would be
that
so
would be good,
right? I'm picturing
when we meet James Marsh someday, we're going to ask him, what would you have sung if Joyce said, prove it, you're in a band?
I love it.
What song would you sing?
So then Buffy's just trying to get her inside. Let's go inside, we'll talk about it, and then a vampire attacks.
Yes.
And
roar! With the lion roar that I thought we were done with, but apparently not.
Just like that.
Yeah.
We get the roar, and then Buffy, Spike, punch him and stuff, and then Buffy stakes him, and Joyce is like...
Joyce is just standing there watching the whole thing happen.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Buffy's
again, very calm about it.
Yeah. Well, I think at that point it's shock. You just see somebody dissolve into dust.
Yes, okay. All right, I'll go with that.
Mom, I'm a vampire slayer. And Christine Sutherland did a very good job of just looking at her like, what?
Yeah.
What?
There's lots of revelations and things going on in this finale.
I think this one or season 3 may be in my top finale.
Oh, all right. Okay.
I love this one. Joyce and Spike are sitting in the living room.
Oh my gosh, it's like a first date, meeting the new boyfriend. Yes. Very awkward, but very funny.
Do I know you from somewhere?
You hit me with an axe.
Get the hell away from my daughter from back to school night.
That's very funny.
Willow is on the phone with Buffy. Buffy hopes Giles is still alive.
Right.
And Buffy and Spike form a plan in front of Joyce.
Yes.
Joyce interjecting like, are you sure you're the Slayer?
Like a gay allegory. Did you try not being a Slayer? It's because you didn't have a good father figure.
Oh my God, you're right.
Right?
I never made that connection. So, she tells Spike, go back to the mansion, wait for my signal. Yeah. And her and Joyce get into it.
Do they?
When she tells her, just have another drink, Mom.
Oh, I know. I was like,
the right thing to say. Because, as many problems as we've seen with Joyce, we haven't seen her drink.
No.
A lot.
No.
But, yeah. And then Joyce just throws the rocks glass.
Yes, she does.
Buffy gives her a little soliloquy.
Yes, she does, which Sean has recorded previously on TikTok. Go find it.
Yes, yeah.
And then Joyce set down the ultimatum. If you walk out that door, you don't bother coming back.
Yep.
I mean, come on. Overreaction, Joyce.
Yeah. And Buffy walks.
That's right.
And
F you, Joyce.
Yeah, and Joyce looks a little stunned.
Yeah, well, Joyce needs to understand what's at stake.
Ha! Steak. At the hospital, Willow wants to try the curse again.
Yeah, and she puts on her reserved face.
Resolve face.
Resolve face.
Yes, it's cute face.
Yes, it's cute.
I do that to Mauser once in a while, too. Like, resolve face.
Do you say resolve face?
I do. So Oz and Cordelia, Willow calls her Cordy,
Yeah.
go off to the library to get the stuff for the spell. She tells Xander to go find Buffy and try and stall while she does the spell.
Yep.
And then at the
Mansion.
at the school,
Oh, at the school.
Buffy's walking through the library. She sees the chalk outline
In the wrong position.
In the wrong position of Kendra. She goes to take the knight's sword. Snyder. Snyder walks up and they have a little banter and he ends it with, "You're expelled."
Yep.
And she pulls out the sword and just walks away.
No, she says, "You never had one date in high school, did you?"
Yeah.
And then she walks out. Right? And we check in on poor Giles getting tortured. And then Spike is there. And because Angel is going to kill or chop him to bits with the chainsaw. But Spike says, "No, you'll never get your answers." And he calls in Drusilla and says, "Let's play a game."
And Drusilla snake charms Giles
She does.
into Jenny Calendar.
Cameo! I said, Sean, oh man, she was so happy to get that call. She thought she was done with this show.
And they're going back and forth. Giles keeps saying Angel needs to stay away from Activia. And, and she's pushing on, like, why? And then he reveals it's his blood.
Right.
Has to be on the sword. And
right.
He could do it. And
then she's kissing on him and stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, ooh, is he actually kissing on Drusilla? Oh my gosh, it reminded me of, you remember in Ghost when you and Danger Girl, Whoopi and Molly have that scene and she thinks she's kissing Patrick Swayze, but she's probably really kissing Whoopi Goldberg.
Yes.
But they don't actually show that.
Well, it was the early 90s.
I guess. It was 80s. Earlier than this. Yes. Buffy is breaking through.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Buffy goes to Giles' villa.
Yeah.
Whistler's in there.
Whistler.
And he tells her that Angel's the key.
Right.
His blood opens the vortex. She needs to kill him.
Yes.
To end it if it opens, but hopefully he gets there. She gets there before that happens.
Yep. She says, "I can handle it. I'm going to take care of it. I got nothing to lose."
And she's kicked out of her house, expelled from school.
Lost her virginity.
Lost the man. She lost her virginity too.
Man.
She's
having a tough day.
She really is having a tough day.
Yeah.
Go.
But Whistler says she's still got one thing left to lose.
What is that one thing?
Her 2.8 GPA.
But really.
Her keys.
Her keys. Her pager.
Yeah.
Willow's set up in the hospital to start the ritual.
Buffy is on a beeline for the mansion.
Xander pops out of the woods.
Yeah, he's going to help her.
He's going to help her.
Mm-hmm.
He tells her, Willow says, kick his ass.
Yeah, that's not what Willow said.
No, she said to tell Buffy that she was going to try the ritual again.
Right. So then we go into the mansion and Buffy has it out with Angel. And then he's like, but you've got no one to help you. And then Spike stands up.
And wails on him with, I think it was like a fireplace poker.
Something. Yeah, he really, beats on him. And then, and so at some point, you just hear Drusilla, like, she flies through the air and she tackles him. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
Good. Yeah.
This fight scene is awful. So Buffy, so Angel manages to pull the sword out.
Yes.
From Acura. And then...
Acidophilus.
Yeah, Acidophilus. Pulls the sword out, and then they have a sword fight.
Yes.
And every time the camera is up above them, it's so obvious the stunt doubles are doing the fighting. I mean, these stunt doubles don't even look anything like them.
I agree. I do think everything you just said. I do think it was a well choreographed fight scene.
Yes.
Good swordplay.
Yes, and then the shots where it is obviously them, and it's kind of close up on them. They're doing a pretty good job. Mm-hmm. I will give them that. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of clinking and clanking of swords. And we cut back to the hospital, and they're doing the spell. And then all of a sudden, something happens that Willow just gets like possessed or something and starts doing the Latin on her own, and she's not hesitating, and she's like full on. And
Spike knocks out Drusilla. Well,
yes, he
I guess,
gives
like,
her the
chokes
chokehold,
hold,
sleeper hold.
You know?
Yeah, takes her out.
And she goes, "Ooh!"
And then he gets her in the car, and they're taken off. And Willow completes the spell.
You know?
And Angel's eyes get glowy, and then he's like, "Oh, Buffy! Oh, I don't remember anything."
Oh,
What?
we missed my favorite part.
Oh, what?
When they were fighting out in the courtyard, and he's like, "No weapons, no friends, no hope. What do you have left?"
Yeah.
And she stops the sword in between
Yes.
her hands as me, and then bonks him in the nose.
Yes,
with it.
that was pretty good.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then, yes, but then
But then he comes back to his soul is back in his body, and he says he doesn't remember what happened, which is incongruous to the whole beginning when they gave him his soul. The gypsies gave him his soul and said, "Now you're going to remember everything." So I don't know.
I think it's just a little muddled at first.
All right, maybe.
It clears up.
Maybe. Okay.
And he feels like he hasn't seen her
I
in
know,
months.
and poor Buffy is now very conflicted because she was
Yeah.
ready to kill him.
Yep. He said everything's all muddled.
Yeah.
They kiss.
Yes.
She
They
tells
both
him.
say, "I love you, I love you."
She tells him, "Close your eyes."
Yep.
Which is what Darla said to him right before she made him a vampire.
Oh,
That was a connection
all
that
right.
never made before.
Man, connections. Yeah, the vortex is whirling behind him quietly.
Yep. He closes his eyes.
She stabs him with the sword.
Yep.
Sends him through the vortex.
Bye, Angel.
Goodbye, Angel.
And then we get the face crumple that I mentioned before.
You know, it's less emotional for me. I know it's emotional
I
for
know.
you because you remember how you felt
Yes,
the first time you saw
exactly.
this. For me, I'm like, there's a whole series called Angel, so you know he's gonna be back.
Right. But at the time,
Whatever.
we didn't.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so, face crumple.
Yeah.
Full of Grace by Sarah McLachlan.
Of course, there's some Sarah McLachlan.
The number of times I played that song.
I've never heard that song until now.
Yeah. And so she walks away. She's walking down the road. They go to the school.
Yeah.
Giles and Xander, Oz, Cordelia, Willow
Yeah.
are all talking. Where's Buffy?
Yeah.
Well, maybe the spell didn't work. So she had to kill him. So she want to be alone. Well, maybe they're together. They want to be alone.
Yeah.
Nobody knows where Buffy is.
Until we pan around and we see Buffy doing the lurk on the edge of the campus.
5 feet away.
5 feet away from everybody. And then she's walking down the street like Bruce Banner at the end of the Hulk episodes. Do, 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 do.
You're right.
Do, do, do. Sad music. And then we see her on a bus.
Yeah.
Leaving town. Where's she going? She going to see Monzo? She's going to go stay with Monzo.
You know what? That's actually...
Maybe. Where else is she going to go?
I like your line of thinking.
All right, thanks. So that's the end of season 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, we'll go into season 2 in more detail, but is this how you thought it would end? Did any of what... I mean, you did think that he was going to get his soul back.
Yes.
You got that right.
I called that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I think she was going to throw him into the vortex? No.
No.
No, I thought it would be a happier ending.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right.
Twists and turns.
There are a lot in this episode,
Yeah.
you gotta say.
Yeah.
Between her connecting with Spike, Joyce finding out, and
Yeah.
throwing the whiskey glass, and
Yeah.
kicking out Buffy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then we go back to the house and Joyce hears something in Buffy's room. She's like, "Buffy," it's like you told her to get out.
And she did.
You got your wish.
You know?
Freaking Joyce.
Snyder's happy.
Yeah.
She's gone.
Yeah.
Do you recall the phone call that he made after he kicked her out?
Yeah, he said, what did he say? Something like, tell the mayor
I have good news.
I have good news. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell the mayor I have good news. I'm sure we'll learn about that later.
We might. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. How many stakes would you give this one?
I'm going to give this one, this was pretty good.
Okay.
I'm going to give this one, what's our stakes, 1 to 5?
1 to 5.
4.
Wow.
4 stakes. This was a good one.
I my heart went a little flutter because as you were saying that, your hand went out and your fingers were splayed. I thought you were going to say 5.
Oh, no.
I thought you were going to say 5.
No. There was still some ridiculousness, but it was definitely it was good. There were twists and turns and some things I wasn't expecting and some good moments.
Yeah. All right. 4.5.
Woohoo!
I love this one.
You like this one a
I mean,
lot.
like you said before, it's about the nostalgia of it for me.
Yeah.
But I think this was the first season that I ended, like, watching in real time.
Yeah.
And I've watched this finale so many times. I made my husband watch it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
The clip of Buffy and Angel kissing and then him stabbing him.
Yeah.
I had like downloaded just like the audio of the clip off of Napster.
Yeah.
And just would play it over and
Oh
over
my
again.
God. Sean.
Yeah, I love this one so
Did it
much.
take you 10 hours to download that clip?
Oh, I'm sure. It was like a 5-minute audio clip.
So, like Sean just mentioned, we did this episode a little differently in that we watched it together and recorded as we were going. Normally we watch before, take notes, and then we just discuss. So, I don't really have notes about a favorite line.
Probably just the noises Drusilla was making.
Drusilla's, yeah, she's
Drusilla.
good. Yeah, that's really good. We could have like it's like whale noises. Like we could make an ambient noise CD mixtape of all of Drusilla's various noises.
Oh, that's going in the season 2 recap. Now you're giving me more homework. I gotta do that.
So, next time we're going to be doing a season 2 recap.
Some bloopers.
Yes.
An overall discussion.
Yes.
And we'll get your prediction for season 3.
Okay, very
I
exciting.
love doing that. I don't know why I love it so much, but I do.
All right, so let's talk about the socials. Let's talk about the socials.
Yeah, we are everywhere pretty much except for X at the Sunnydale Diaries. Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok. I'm having fun making the TikToks. YouTube, yes. I feel like my TikTok skills are improving.
Yeah, Matt skills, yo.
Discord server, we have one. If you would like an invite to it, you can go to our website, thesunnydalediaries.com. And there's a link on that page for our Discord server. Mm-hmm. And you can email us at thesunnydalediaries@gmail.com.
We've had some really nice emails. I want to shout out to Carrie, our new friend from Georgia. Yes. I am going to be moving up to Georgia soon, and I'll wave to you, Carrie, as I'm driving through Atlanta and Athens.
The podcast will continue, although we are living in 2 different states.
Oh, yes, it will. It must.
Do not worry.
No.
We got 5.
Don't worry, everybody.
We got 5 seasons to go.
We can BS from afar.
Thank you, Zoom. If you enjoyed this podcast, all 2 seasons of it, please leave us a rating or a review. We want to know what you're thinking.
For sure.
All right.
Anything else?
I think that's it for season 2, except the recap.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you at the recap, everybody.
All right. Bye.
Bye.